Hello, now it's time to take Emma to a final sketch. To begin with, I noticed the head ended up being very round and we can stretch it a bit more. So let's stretch it a bit more on the sides, more or less here. And as a consequence, we're going to make the eyes bigger too. So on the sketch itself, what I'll do is erase the eyes a bit and redraw them. Let's change the color so it's the same red. Make them a bit bigger. Now, remember that the shape I set for the eyes is a bit like a wasp for women. I mean, kind of like a leaf. Okay? Where this point, being lower, arrives to the highest point in the outside part of the eye. So, let's see. Yes, I like very much how it's coming together. Notice that I'm remarking a bit the makeup on the top part of the eyes. So we have it as a base. The nose is maybe as I want it, but I would lower it a bit more because I think it's too high. After this, I think it's okay. Maybe all the top part we'll leave it there, and the lower part, including the nose and the mouth, will lower it. So there's a bit more space. Right there is good. Another detail is the height of the chin, which will lower them a bit from the lips. So they're not here, and they're a bit lower. The same with this. So it's there, more or less. Now we'll go on to make the sketch cleaner. All right, let's lower the opacity of the layer to 50%, just like we did in Stanley's case. Create a new layer where we'll use the black color to make a more defined sketch. So let's start. The eyebrows are fine. There's something I won't change. The makeup, we're going to highlight it a bit more. The eyes, leaf-shaped. Now, if you notice, since I'm drawing the character using a 3/4 view, which is, as I told you, neither front view or side view, the eye which is further from the camera, so to speak, it's a bit smaller because to perspective, it's smaller. I'm going to explain it here. Let's say this is the head. This is the middle of the head. If this eye has more or less this size, this one, which is further away, it will be a bit smaller, right? Because it's on this direction from the vanishing point. So this was just a little detail so you can see it, because it's common that someone would just duplicate everything he or she is drawing on this side on the other one. So let's consider this, that they're a bit smaller eyes. The little nose. For the nose, let's think about a triangle as a shape. So let's make 2 nasal holes and erase a bit of the top part. So we only get this detail. I'm going to zoom in because I feel like it's not just a line, but 2 little holes. Now, notice that it's a very stylized nose. No nose has this shape I just did, but due to the fact that we're doing a cartoon illustration, we can afford this kind of freedom. The lips, we mark the guideline on the mouth where it opens. And let's do like little mountains, like this, with two peaks on the upper lip. And a peak downwards for the lower side. Now, you notice that the actress has this line quite marked on her smile. We won't take it to this level of mark because it would make her look old. If we do these, she would look like an elder person. So we'll just make a small detail where the lip ends upwards. Okay? Like a small mark representing some particular feature in her lips. But without taking it to the extreme so the character doesn't miss a feature of the actress. Now the chin. This part a bit curvy. Notice this, it's always a curve. I'm not doing the cheek and then the chin because it's very marked, and that would be too detailed for a character as simple as the one we're turning into a cartoon. Okay, so this would be how it would look like. The slim neck I made, very stylized, because imagine with a head that big, the neck would break. Now, the forehead, notice the space there is. The eyes are in the middle of all the head, so remember to leave a lot of space in the forehead. Let's lower this stroke. No, not words. Curve, as we did in the initial sketch. Okay, more or less like this. The hair, and we said that we would do it a bit long. Right, let's see, more or less this shape here. This would be the hairline, and we finish it like this. Now for the eyes, what we'll do is, notice that when you're done with the eyelashes, I'm doing a bit of a detail to remark that she's wearing makeup, okay? See that the top line here is very thick and ends up in a small tip, which is like a way of simplifying the quantity of eyelashes, because I'm not doing them all since that would be too much detail. So a reduced version of all the eyelid would be all these thick line, and it ends up in this little peak. Okay, it's just a way to synthesize all the top eyelashes. Now the size of the pupil is quite big in relation to the blank space in her eye. So let's fill in almost the whole eye. Circle. Notice that the top of the pupil is a bit hidden. Here more or less. And we paint a circle in the middle, like this. Dark. And for the eye shine, we just erase a bit up there and create kind of like a half moon. Okay? And this would be more or less how it would look. I think it's okay. The ears, if we want to show a bit of the ears, at least on this side in which the hair is behind the ear. Notice here in this photo, she has the hair behind her ear. So what we could do is draw the hair behind and draw this ear. And now the other one is hidden by the hair. And this is more or less how our character would look. Let's make the lips a bit upper, like if she was smiling, since she's too serious now, and the character is not serious. Notice that with just a tiny bit of modification in the line, the expression changes completely. When bringing this curve upwards, the line doesn't look like this, but with a slight curve, and we're already getting a smile. So we make the corner of the lips go upwards, marked, and we have our character sketch. In the next chapter, we'll make a final line for the illustration, a bit thinner, so we can go on to the final details. So, see you.